Like, I didn't expect the whole EP to get playlisted. Like, usually
Yeah.
it's like
That's
they
crazy.
pick
All
up
4
a
songs.
word. I had a line out the door in Amsterdam. Like, this shit blew my mind. I had a kid,
Yeah.
16-year-old kid pull up. Like, yo, my pops drove me an hour to come buy your record. I fucking love your music. I was like, no, man, we just smoked a fucking half ounce of weed and just played each other music. Like,
That's a dream. That's sick.
yeah, and it was messages from people that are like, yo, you inspired me to buy MPC. You inspired me. I'm like, damn, like, this is fucking crazy. Like, I built that following through, like, pushing cassettes. And then, you know, I started selling 100, 200. And it was like, oh, shit. That's why I'm, like, grateful that people support this shit. And I talk about it so openly because fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Welcome to the Sound-Centric Podcast. I am your host, Adam Dash. And today we are joined by a man from New Jersey. We need more respect for Jersey. We got more rappers coming up. We have an amazing producer and rapper in front of us. His new tape, Ethergrams, the EP, is out now. And he made the Bars playlist on Apple Music. Shout out to that. Writes, produces, records, masters his own stuff. You can get him on Bandcamp with 2,000 plus subscribers, 1,000 plus to his newsletter. We're going to get into that. Shout out newsletters. 100 plus on the Patreon. That's probably growing. That's crazy. We're also going to get into that because I'm so interested by that. But Brainorchestra, welcome to the program.
what up? What's up, man? Thanks for having me, bro.
So how are we feeling? I mean, the EP just came out. How are we feeling post-release? I know that's always the best feeling in the world when you finally get to release your art to the people.
Yeah, no, I feel good. Like, it's funny because Ethergrams was something that I made, like, in a span of, like, a week or something. Like, I wrote a song, and I was like, damn, like, this is good. And I just put it in a playlist, and then a day later I wrote another track, and I was like, oh, this is all right. Like, these are sounding like sounds coming together. And, you know, I put out the Stone Tablet in October of last year. So I felt like I wanted to just put out something for the people because, you know, I haven't really put much out other than, you know, some exclusive stuff on my Patreon. And Kingpin by Beatty, fully produced by me, you know. But as far as my work, I just wanted to give like an EP for the springtime. You know what I'm saying? Get things going. Just, you know, put stuff out. Like, I'm getting in that mode. So it feels good to just see it, you know, people playing it and sharing it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and you've been good with, just scrolling through your Twitter, like good with the post-release promotion and constantly promoting that. So since you kind of made it in such a fast amount of time, I have some artist friends and we talk about this. Like, how prepared should you be content-wise before the tape drops? And you have direct supporters that you can send your music right to, and we're going to get to that, how important that is. So It's not like you're just posting and hoping the algorithm gets it to the people. You kind of have a direct line. But how much preparation did you do beforehand, rollout-wise?
I think for me, what I could say about rollouts in general, it's like, it matters what you think of the project. Like, for me, I wouldn't want to say, like, I wasn't prepared. Like, I was prepared. I had the music. I got the art. And I told people that something was coming out. And I think as far as promoting it after, like, I didn't really have any plans because I just wanted to put something out. Like, but those things come. Like, promoting, like, hey, I'm on the Bars playlist. Like, that's a form of promotion. Yeah. Hey, look at the numbers after a week. That's a form of promotion. Like, you know, using the Patreon to get people to listen early. That was another thing that people showed up with. The Bandcamp listening party. Like, all those things kind of came through, you know, within a month. I made it, and then I gave myself a month to come up with these ideas. And tomorrow I'll be on this segment my brother Watch the Screen does. He's an amazing videographer from out here in Jersey. He does a lot of work, and he has a series called The Dojo. So I did Tinted Coupe on The Dojo to kind of promote the song. So I'm just like building promo as I go, bro, because I didn't like, you know, I just wanted to put music out. I didn't put all my chips into this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's where it gets different when you start investing and, there's a lot more money involved in physical merch and like this. I was just like, yo, these are 4 fly tracks, like so.
So I think it's important to like go into it knowing what your goal is with the release, and you're saying like your goal was just to give out music and like feed the people.
That's it.
So I think it's like if your goal is like maximum exposure and you don't come through with the rollout before, it's like you're gonna set yourself up for disappointment. If the goal is like I'm just excited, let me drop this stuff, and it's like
And I don't have expectations anymore. I've fucked my head up psyching myself out.
Always.
Even with the big releases, like you don't know what's gonna happen, man. You don't know how people are gonna react to it, or if the algorithm's gonna be your friend that day. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you just gotta post. If you have a plan, like you gotta really have a plan. Like I'm currently developing a plan for something. Much greater than like an EP that's gonna make more sense over time. So that's why I was like, let me just get some videos with my friends, some freestyle shit, just promote the EP.
And I feel you with the expectations thing, man. The amount of times, even I told you I'm going to law school, like taking the LSAT and being like, what if I got a perfect score? And like hyping myself up. I obviously did not. I'm not built like that. And it's like, until you get the score, I'm like, what if? And then I'm just setting myself up for disappointment when I did do well, but I'm like, gosh, I kind of put my heights up here, which isn't a bad thing to have expectations. But
it's just realistic. Sometimes when that happens, you step back and you're like, let me claim it. And then even if you get it, it might not be like your 100, but it'll still hit. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause nothing ever is like perfect. You know what I'm saying? So if you go into a release thinking like, yo, you gotta go into a release. Nah, you just gotta go. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know if that's gonna happen. Like I didn't expect the whole EP to get playlisted. Like usually it's like they pick
all
up
4 songs.
Word. They pick like one song sometimes, 2. They were like, nah, let's take the whole thing and just put it. And so to me showed me like, all right, like the joints are dope. And people are running them up, so fuck it. Like it's doing its job.
Did you submit to the playlist, or do you know someone? Like, how was your experience with that?
Nah. So, real quick shout out to Soul Spasm, OG distribution for indie artists. They've been around for a very long time, and I met a couple of reps from there over the years. We've put out a single, put out a record. Some of my distribution I do myself, but as of late, all the major, all the releases on DSPs, like I just been going through them because, they're OGs. They got staying in the game. They got the people that are gonna answer the email. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you can have the email, but
are they responding?
Excuse me. If they, if they don't know who the fuck Brainorchestra is, they're not like it's easy. It's more likely they're just like whatever. Yeah. And that's just the name of the game. But this is why building the right connections in this shit. Like that's not like a joke. Like you have to have people in positions that you're not in. Like if you're an artist, you're most likely not always working the back end.
Yeah.
Feel me? So you gotta.
Most don't want to be.
Yeah, but that's you gotta have that player though. You gotta have that henchman in the back for you. Like that's how a lot of cats get it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, and playlisting's kind of the new radio. I know radio's still important because you can get paid a lot if your song happened to make radio. But for now, it's being like on a playlist kind of has that same feeling of maybe like 10 years ago you were in your car and you heard your song played on the radio. It's like, shit, I made a Spotify.
Yeah, because these folks are like press and play. And when you're at one point last week, Follow the Motion was like song 2. So I'm like, there's people like they listening to this shit whether they want to or not. Like it's the second song on a 200 song playlist. So it felt good to see that and be like, all right, like there's gonna be a lot of people getting exposed to Brainorchestra like that never heard me before. Like and
So you're writing, producing, recording, mixing, mastering your stuff. So kind of double question here. How much pride you take in that fact and how much easier does that make everything for you? The fact that you can make an album in 1 week and then release it.
I mean, it takes a lot of discipline. I've been learning this and still learning, but it's been like 14 years, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So after a while, you kind of get into that mode of like you're either got the homie with the studio, because I'm the homie with the studio for friends. So like when a homie got to record, they call me.
Yeah.
So I'm that guy. But as far as my own shit, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't always have money to like do shit. Like my job wasn't paying me enough to pursue shit. So we, you know, when we were younger, like we just learned this shit. Like we put, you know, me and the homies would put money up and buy a microphone and soundproof a little closet in one of our rooms and shit and just learn it. So it's rewarding. You know, I've been working with my homie Logan Hollow. Shouts to him. He's a insane mix mastering engineer and a producer. I mean, he's just ill. He's the one who mixed Stone Tablet.
Fire.
I mastered it because I had like dubbed it on like a master tape and shit. But yeah, you know, it feels good now to have somebody do it for me. But all in all, like, it's good to just know that I could get up, you know, make a beat, write a song, record it, and put it out. That the real challenge is doing all that without getting lazy. That's just as real.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of moving parts, and you're making a beat, you're exuding hella energy into that, and then you gotta write words that make sense to it, and then you're trying to sonically match it. It's like a lot of. So lately, it's been taking me a lot of more time, but for shit like, you know, 4 songs, like when my ear is hot, you know what I'm saying? Like it happens. So.
And if you haven't tried recording under a blanket or a pillow, have you really tried recording?
Really.
Random pictures in college of making like a pillow fort and trying to rap into a pillow fort.
That's what it is, bro.
So
best soundproof right there.
Yeah.
$0.
I don't even think it made a difference getting.
You just gotta sit still.
Yeah, watching a YouTube tutorial and just making presets. And
Cubase. Yeah, so we were using Cubase, and we had a fucking the Bluebird mic and and a 1-channel interface, like, you know.
Man, I got this mic in a sock right now. This is what I've used.
Bro,
just rap into a sock.
That's what it is, bro. If it works, it works.
Yeah. I'll put you on the spot with this one. This might be hard, but who would be on your rapper, producer, Mount Rushmore? So someone who kind of does both.
Rapper, producer, Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, so 4 people.
Man. Madlib? Well, no. Madlib, yeah, just because, like, Madlib, like, I don't think Madlib never really cared about rapping like that. He's kind of said it before, like, he never really liked doing it, but I like the amount of people that have, like, been inspired by that style. Like, it's up there.
Yeah.
Doom. Man, I mean, there's so many guys. Like, this is such an off guard, like, you know, because then I had to think about it. But like, real talk, like, if I had to, like, shoot it, it would be Doom, Rock Marciano, Dilla, and, man, who would that 4th one be, bro?
There's one person I think is obvious, but I'm curious if you would agree with it. I don't know if you want me to say it, though.
Say it.
Kanye West?
Yes.
He's definitely the best rapper out of those.
I think,
Maybe not Doom, but...
I think, like, again, like, to me, like, that's just, he was, like, all of those guys were, like, in a different lane, so I think as far as, like, you know, and then some, you know, Dilla, like, didn't get to get these years, right? Like, I only picked these guys because, like, and I mean, Ye is definitely in there, bro. Pharrell, like, there's so many dudes that
Pharrell's great. Mr. Me Too.
All those cats, and I could go on for days. I mean, there's so many fucking dudes, but it's them specifically the first 3. Like, they understand their beats to a level where when they rap on it, it just makes sense. I've always strived to, like, be that. Like, I really look up, like, I love Dilla raps on his beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit.
Alk's been spitting.
Alk's been going crazy, too. I mean, he's another one that's just, I mean, shouts to Al, big homie. when we got to link up, he played me so much. He was like, yo, I just want to play my rap shit. And he was just playing me so much shit. And I was like,
and he raps like Rock Marciano. It's so funny. And he's just talking about his fashion, his coats.
He got hella coats.
Yeah, a lot of coats. How did you connect with Alk?
Oh man, the connect with Al was crazy, bro. I think I did like a pop-up like a week before he did in Amsterdam, and I just missed him. And I'm real cool with the homies at Bata and Platypus Records. You know, that's all family right there. You know, and they basically hit me like, yo, we gonna be shooting this video, and it was at the time they did that video with Mike and Wiki.
Okay, yeah.
So I met him there on the first day, and he had just came back from like Japan or some shit. So I was just on some like, yo, Al, like, was good, like, you the GOAT. That's it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, shouts to you, bro. And then they were like, hey, we're doing the second part Sunday, like, come back, like, come chill with us, because they just wanted me and my brother really got me connected with them, like, because he just buys a lot of streetwear, so he just gets cool with people. Yeah. And he made that shit happen. So we went back, and Al was like, the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's good? Like, oh, you how you doing type shit? And like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, no, I'm just chilling. Like, the homies invited us back, and we got like connected. You know, I asked him for his email, like on some like, I was kind of scared shit. Like, I was like, you got an email, man? I can send you some stuff. I was just like super gassed up. And but you know, then it just kind of like accumulated, bro. Like I would show up to pop-ups, and you know, say was good, whatever, and then you know, I pulled up to this Rock Marciano Alk show like a day later, and then we was backstage smoking, like chilling, talking, whatever. And you know, I'm real cool with Seb Bash as well, and shouts to my brother Seb Bash. I mean, he's one of the best ever at making beats. Like, just I'm gonna say that he's the one of the best ever. And I feel like he played a big role in that, because when I went to Switzerland and linked with him, like, I feel like he chatted me up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And I always thank him for that, for just, you know, bigging me up as an OG. And you know, then I was in Cali, and I hit up Al, like, yo, what's up? I'm in LA, like, holla, like, I got the whip, like, I'll pull up. And he hit me at like 6:30 in the morning and was like, yo, pull up. And then we just smoked a fucking half ounce of weed and just played each other music, like.
That's a dream. That's sick.
Yeah, and it was super cool. Like, you know, I'm not, again, like, I don't expect shit. So the fact, I told him straight up, like, when I was leaving, like, and when I showed up, like, yo, thanks for just inviting me over, bro. Like, this means a lot. Like, just being able to, like, chill and be in your space, like, you know what I'm saying? Because he knows what's good. Like, that motherfucker's the GOAT. Like, just like, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? But it was great, and that's the homie, man. And you know, shouts to Al, man. He be showing love, man.
He's the one. He might be my one. I said Primo before. I got like 5 favorite producers of all time. I'm sure you have 20.
Yeah, there's too many to name. Like, it matters how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Matters what day, what kind of what the weather is outside.
So Alk has kind of recently done such a cool thing on the business side of it, having like Alk Records, and how he's selling merchandise and how he's selling his albums. Was he kind of just business-wise an inspiration for kind of what you got into? Which we'll get into that kind of now with like the Patreon newsletter. Was he someone you looked at like, oh, that's actually a really good way to go about making a career as a producer?
So I'm gonna say this: Al has like super inspired any of us who has done that, and but who I gotta really give it up to is 2 people in specific, man. It's Fat Blood. Is like one of my mentors from my late teens to early mid-20s, and just this art shit. Yeah. and OGM from Horror, shouts to him. You know, those dudes knew me when I was like 17, like when I was just starting.
Yeah.
And Fat Blood was the person that told me like, yo, you got some dope music, like people online are fucking with your shit, like put it on cassette. You know what I'm saying? So I started putting tapes out, and this is like 2015 maybe, man. I got a lot of shit out there, but yeah, it was almost like about 10 years ago. And then I built that through like SoundCloud and Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Like I built that following through like pushing cassettes, and then you know I started selling 100, 200, and it was like, oh shit, like I'm over here writing. This is like I didn't even know like you could buy a label printer.
Yeah, well that's
like,
crazy because vinyl's making a comeback right now, but I haven't really. I was looking at your Bandcamp and like everything was sold out, which is insane. And
thank you, man.
Cassettes, I didn't know that was like a thing people really bought. I know vinyl's a huge thing, just as a collector's item. So did you know that?
Absolutely. When we were on SoundCloud in 2013 and 2014, like if you had an indie label or if you put out a cassette, like that shit was just super fire. Like we were, I mean, if I turn my chair a little bit, like there's like 4 stacks. That's like all beat tapes from hella dudes from like early everything, bro. Like just I could, you know what I'm saying? I could say names forever, throwbacks. So it's like that was a thing. Like beat tapes were like, you know what I'm saying? Like we were trading tapes, selling tapes, people were collecting, like that's still a thing. And you know, one day he was like, "Man, like you got to put out a record, dude. Like you could he was like you could press a record. Here's the website or Google it." He was like, "I already found it." Fat Blood was very much he would like put something in the air and make me go find it. Like he was never like a hand holder. Like, you know, he would lead me to water, but I would have to drink. You know what I'm saying? So I started searching shit up, and you know, I was playing with some bread at that time, like in my early 20s and shit, moving around, like just fucking working and shit, and working with homies, and I was like, fuck it, like let me put a record out. So I put a 10-inch record out of Beats, and I put out 100, and it sold out in like a week, and I was like, holy shit,
crazy.
Like, I was like, this is crazy, man. And then, you know, I went on a crazy run from like 2018 to like 2023 of me just putting out records, and then, you know, pandemic happened, I moved, you know what I'm saying? I just had life changes going on, and you know, my financials just didn't, you know, it wasn't financially responsible to like just always put things on vinyl at that time.
It's expensive. It still is.
It's expensive as hell. That's why that's why I'm like grateful that people support this shit, and I talk about it so openly. Because fuck that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's expensive, and the fact that people will, you pay their hard-earned money to buy your shit, it's just like, that's a blessing on its own. Like, one purchase is like, wow, like someone cares, you know what I'm saying? So,
and you had a funny tweet that was about people complaining about the price of vinyl, and you're like, so just don't buy it. Like, it's expensive.
Don't buy it. Buy the digital. Like, ain't nobody forcing you to buy shit. And this is coming from somebody who at one point put a record out for $20. And everybody online was like, yo, this guy's tweaking.
Yeah.
When I put out Sacred, I sold that shit for $20. That was a 12-inch record for $20. I was just like, that was another time that I had a little bag and I had some beats, and I was like, man, let me just put some shit out. And
see what works,
one. But, you know, OGM as well, like, always kept me on my toes with being consistent and just being, yo, if you fuck with it, put it out. If you fuck with it, put it on a shirt, put it on a tape, like I would always send it to him. He'd be like, man, this is fire, like, put it out. And those two cats were really the guys that showed me, like, what to do. And then people like, you know, Al, I got hip to that because I was so in my own world, like, and then I got hip. You know, I always been an Alchemist fan, but you know, then I seen how he was moving. I'm like, oh shit! And a lot of other cats. I mean, a ton of indie cats. You know, indie, major, or semi. You know, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I mean, he inspires the shit out of me. I mean, it's like the guy sells out in fucking 5 seconds. Like, do the math, man. Like, that's a crazy blessing right there to be able to like live off your work and have people around the world buy your work. I mean, that's like really.
And I've gone on rants about this, but when artists don't respond to fans, I get so angry because it's so easy to make a fan for life, just by like showing love when they respond to your post on Twitter. And not that you're trying to think like, oh, and that in the future might lead them to buy merchandise, but it does. A simple tweet and like response from their favorite producer, it's like that actually might lead to that future thing.
Yeah, I've been getting better at that. I think I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been getting better at that. I'm a little like socially awkward sometimes. I feel like I'll post like a beat and then it'll get like 80 replies, and then I'm like, man, like this is becoming like, it's like an anxiety thing. It's like I want to respond to everybody, but then I'm like, I'm just saying the same thing over and over.
I know, it's hard. It's like, thanks, bro.
Yo, but I acknowledge shit all the time. Like, if anything, I'll just DM the person and be like, thank you. Like, I'll just privately be like, thanks for showing.
That goes such a long way. Cause
no, it does.
When you were
it really
growing up
does.
and your favorite producer DM'd you, you're like, oh shit.
Nah, and I'm getting to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting DMs from dudes that are like, yo, I seen your record in a record store in Italy. Like,
that's crazy.
I fuck with you, man. Like, you the GOAT. Like, and I'm just like, holy shit. Like, these people, like, and I'm also like, I just got a weird ass fixation with like unread messages. I just have to just see everything because I hate seeing an inbox with 80,000 like little message shit. So I always look at my requests. I always message people back. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes, people are just saying some dumb shit or like, or just asking for something that I just cannot provide. So I'm not gonna lead them on. But for the most part, that goes a long way, and I've been getting better at responding to the people that are like reacting to my shit, because don't want people to think
it's a crazy feeling. I mean, it's
it is, and when you put it like that, it reminds me, damn, I'll be getting messages from people that are like, yo, you inspired me to buy MPC. You inspired me. I'm like, damn, like this is fucking crazy, like, you know what I'm saying?
It's like a lot of power artists can hold. I mean, there's certain artists who are known for getting fans at shows being like, I was gonna kill myself, and then I listened to your album, and it's like internalizing that, like what that really means. It's I can't imagine as an artist.
I've had 2 people hit me with that, like
it's crazy.
With like, yo, your beats took me out of a place of me almost like ending my life, and I just be sitting there like, wow, like this is beyond me at this point. You know what I'm saying? That's the goal. Like the shit, you want it to be transcendent to that level where people are, you saving people through whatever you're doing. Like, I mean, it sounds weird to say that, but it feels good that happens with anybody's art. Like, that shit is just beautiful, man. So,
and you mentioned people seeing your records across the seas and doing a pop-up shop in Amsterdam. First, how did you even know you could do that you had fans enough in Amsterdam to do a pop-up shop and be selling stuff there?
Man, that's a good question, So I'm going to try to, like, formalize this as short as I can. But, I mentioned before how we were really big on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. And that was, like, inbox was crazy. Like, you was talking to people all day. And I got, we was hip to hella people around the world because you would, like, get hip to this dude. Like, your beat would pop up with 5,000 plays. You're like, yo, hold up, who's this guy? And then, yo, this is crazy. And then it's like, oh, this guy's from Italy? Like, what the fuck? And then, like, you message them, like, yo, your shit is dope, dude. Like, I'm going to repost your shit. So, like, all of that turned into, like, building connections. Me getting cool with folks from across the globe, like, everywhere. So awesome. When I put out, it's, I mean, this is the power of the internet that people like sleep on, like
the positive side of it.
Yeah, like what I did is when I put out Big Brain, I had a goal. Like I pressed up 300 records, and I wanted to do a record store tour. So at that time, I was in contact with just mad people in Europe, in the UK. So I just started tying pieces together. I hit my mans in London. I'm like, yo, you got a spot I could do a pop-up? Maybe you get like one of these cats from London I hop on and we do a show. Yeah, I got you. I seen Alchemist. He was going to do a pop-up in Amsterdam. So I shot my shot because I knew people in Amsterdam, but I just followed Platypus. I sent them the press kit. I was like, this is my album. This is what it looks like. This is what, are you guys down to do a pop-up? They were like, yeah, pull up. We got you. So now I'm like, oh shit, all right. So then I hit my Italian homie. And then I hit my Switzerland homie. And it became like this like backpacking Europe for a month and a half. That's with awesome. a luggage full of vinyl, and just taking trains and flights. Like, people don't really understand what I was doing during that time, but I had 2 book bags and 2 luggages. Like, I was really outside, spending it was
experience.
Crazy.
That's probably crazy. That's probably the best time ever.
It was crazy. It was the best time ever. I'll say that it was the best time because it showed me a lot.
Yeah.
It showed me like how far I was willing to take it and the risks I was willing to take financially and just in general. And I mean, all of the shows were fucking insane. Like, I sold out of records. We had a packed house in Switzerland. We had a packed house in Italy.
Crazy.
I had a line out the door in Amsterdam. Like, this shit blew my mind. I had a kid, 16-year-old kid pull up. Like, yo, my pops drove me an hour to come buy your record. I fucking love your music. I was like, nah, this is like, it was just a lot of things that, it started making sense. Like, I've always believed in this shit, but that was like, I was like, man, if this don't work, like, I'm going to just create for fun. Like, fuck this shit. Like, I was at that moment in my artistry where I was kind of like, man, like, I'm ready to hang it up professionally.
It sounds fulfilling enough. That sounds like so rewarding to.
Oh, and put the craziest I still got charged from that battery, bro.
Yeah.
2.5 years ago.
That was a cool part. It's like SoundCloud. I remember it being like, why is someone from like Japan listening to my song right now? Is that a bot? Is that a real person?
Yo, word. That's like when I did the shit, like, that's how Greatness Takes a Lifetime with Buddha Monk came about. Like, I saw I started seeing I was shipping a lot of shit to Japan, and I'm like, damn, I got fans out here. Like, what? So I made an album with the homie, and that shit popped. Like, people love that shit out there. I mean, it's just the,
Yeah.
It just reminds you the world is big, bro. Like, you don't gotta focus on the shit around you. There's some dude in like fucking Lithuania fucking with your shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
so you might have an idea like where you thought your fan base might be. You're like, oh, I'm like a West Coast rapper. And it's like, well, it turns out this country in Europe is actually my biggest fan base. I was
looking at analytics too.
Yeah.
So I paid attention to where my analytics were too, like, and then just tied it together, man. Because if you getting plays, that means that other artists from that area probably know about you.
Yeah.
And then once word gets out, they like, yo, this cat from the U.S. is coming out here. Like, that's how the shit with Cypress happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, the homie Real, he got hip to my music through, like, Platypus and flew me to Cyprus. And I'm on this island in the middle of fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, rapping with a bunch of Cyprians. Like, it's the craziest shit. Like, it was
that's got to be like a what is my life type moment.
Nah, real talk. There's hella moments during that trip where I'm just like smoking a spliff, like, yo, I'm really in Amsterdam, like, just on mushrooms, like selling records. Like, it's just it was, you know what I mean? Like, but that's the you gotta bask in that because that don't always last. Like,
yeah. And just from the human perspective of making connections with people, like even the past year, I've made a bunch of music friends through Twitter, and I'm started managing artists through Twitter, and I'm going to his wedding in St. Louis next month. And that's awesome. That's crazy. We text in a group chat every day, and we just became boys, and it's like that was just from a power of us realizing on Twitter we had similar music takes and taste, and that's just a fun part of the internet. And positive
real
side
talk,
of it.
There's a positive side that you could build on. You know what I'm saying?
And then, so you've got the Patreon, and I'm going to read a tweet directly from you instead of paraphrasing it. You wrote, I started in 2019, gave it up because no one was interested, had 2 members for 6 years who might have by accidentally stayed subscribed for all those years. But shout out to them for staying. And over that time, I really thought that I really figured out what it should be. I started back up late 2023. Now you have 120 plus members paying the different tiers list of $3, $5, $10 if you want.
Yeah.
What got you back in the game? And what is that? Because I've seen a lot. Like, I know the Joe Budden podcast on my side of things, like, does a Patreon with like exclusive content as a way to get people who are fans. I've seen a lot of YouTubers do that. Maybe one day when I have a large enough audience, I'll venture into making exclusive content for that as a way to make money. But what got you back in the game, and how's that been?
Oh, man. Yeah, so when I first started it, it's because my boy Fat Blood was like, you should make a Patreon. So I was like, all right. So then I started I don't think I just wasn't as disciplined. And you know, I was a different time in my life. Like, I was just, my mindset and how I was maneuvering as a person was just like, I was just living a fast life, you know what I'm saying? So I just wasn't on it. And I gave up, you know what I'm saying? Because I got discouraged and shit. Because I was like, man, like, no one cares about this shit, whatever. Like, not
Very
that no
easy
one
to-
cared about my artistry, but that is, you know, you asking, I mean, $5, whatever. That's what, you know what I'm saying? But, like, you're still asking for a lot to have somebody subscribe to your shit. It don't matter if it's $1. Like, that's just like, that, you know, everybody's idea of the dollar is just different. So I was like, man, like, fuck this shit. Like, I don't got this figured out, bro. Like,
Well, it's funny you say that about the dollar thing, because I remember growing up, like, when an app, like a game you wanted on your iPhone was 99 cents, it was like, is that $1 million? Like, I'm not paying for a 99
yeah, you're like,
cent
I'm not
app.
paying $1 for an app. And now we're paying $10 a month.
Yeah.
But, like, it's one of those things that over time, you know, I started digging more. I started, you know, sampling more just vinyl and trying to be exclusively, like, disciplining myself in investing in that. And it just clicked one day, you know. I was sitting in my room in Baltimore, and I was like, why don't I start a Patreon about the records I buy, along with just posting shit, so I feel good about making music and posting it, so I don't gotta. Because I'm at a point where, like, I don't want to flood people with a SoundCloud link every other day. Like, I want people to, like, really take what I'm putting out and fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So,
and it's like creating content that you're already naturally doing, so might as well just put a video to it, and you can post it up, and people find that entertaining.
Yeah, like, or I'm gonna save that energy for that. Yeah. So I was like, you know, I make a lot of music. And I buy a lot of records, and I'm flipping records, and you know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, why don't I just come up with a Patreon where I post a song every week randomly. I choose a random record. I'll talk about it briefly, some history on it. And then I'll post a beat at the end of the week that I made with that or some other shit. And then it developed into, like, me being like, oh, like, this is just gonna make me dig more. Like, this just goes into, like, my practice, you know. It forces me to be, you know, it forces me to be smart with what I'm doing. So it allows me to concentrate on getting my source material, getting ideas, and making more joints. In turn, I'm opening up, you know, a community of just people who like vinyl. Like, I don't want people to, like, think that my Patreon is gonna be like a fucking Andre Navarro YouTube page and shit. Like, this is not that. Like, I'm posting all types of music. I'm posting my music. I'm giving projects a week early. I'm giving them for free. So, you know, my members get a project either a day or a week early to listen to with the free download with their subscription. You know, exclusive tapes only on Patreon. Video content of me going out and digging in the world. I've just posted up the second vlog in Woodstock. So it developed into this. It developed into this community of people who, like, enjoy my music and want to support it beyond just listening.
Yeah.
People who DJ, collect vinyl, sample vinyl, are interested in that. and just people that are interested in what I'm doing to make this happen. Feel me? Because
It's
it
interesting.
takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I've been active for over 10 years, man. So it's like I'm at a point where, I gotta make this shit make sense. So if I can make it make sense for people to subscribe for $3, $5, which to me, it ain't much.
Yeah.
But I'm thankful that it's growing, and it's been growing a lot more lately because I've just been focused on that, like building my community outside of social media, because it's not what it used to be. Like that whole SoundCloud era that I was talking about, like that's gone. Like that's not, those types of interactions don't really exist the same. Mm-hmm. Like they happen, but it's not as genuine. A lot of shit.
Yeah.
Everything is planned out. So I'm like, if I'm gonna leave everything to be planned, I'm gonna give y'all some good shit.
Yeah.
But if y'all want to see what's going on and how I really develop and what moves me and be a part of a community of just music archiving, like that's what my Patreon is. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's awesome. And community building is so important now. And my brothers, I said, two older brothers who are always preaching that. One is a doctor and has a healthcare community because he went to school and learned healthcare. So he's a newsletter about healthcare that's huge. And my middle brother hosts events in New York City for content creators. He started doing bar meetups with like a couple people, and it's grown to the point where he had 900 people RSVP for his last event.
Wow.
And so they preached for me for a while.
Congrats to them, man.
Yeah, shout out Brett and Jared. And they preached for so long to me about starting a newsletter, and I kept not doing it. And I finally, this past January, have started my newsletter, 12 Out. Shout out to that. People subscribe to that. And they've always preached like it's also good to have a direct line to your fan base in case anything happens with social media.
Exactly.
So I know you got the newsletter with 1,000 people, but so we'll kind of let you.
Yeah, the newsletter. What actually happened before the Patreon, how I managed the newsletter was like eventually I wanted to start selling music outside of Bandcamp.
Yeah.
And on my own website, so I developed Brainorchestra.net in like 2017, and I've been using that shit for mad long. That website's been my domain for like a while now, which is sick. And it's one of those things where I took all my Bandcamp subscriber emails and I imported them into my newsletter.
Yeah.
And then I started promoting my newsletter. I'll be real with you. My newsletter is I'm in that redevelopment phase of what I want my newsletter to be, how often I want it to be. So I've been doing like one a month or two a month, but it's still getting a bunch of people are opening it and clicking and purchasing shit when sometimes like, but it's definitely for people out there that have anybody just paying attention, man, just make a newsletter. Just make it and just tell people to join. Ask for people's emails. There's so many ways to ask for emails without being like, sign up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm at shows and selling merch, I have a notepad out and I ask everybody to put their email down. And I tell them, hey, this is for an email list. It's a free newsletter. If you want to be a part of it, go ahead. Don't be, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But I walk out of shows 20, 30, 40 emails sometimes. So it's like, that shit just grows, you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. Even hearing your story about this makes me want to start a Patreon or maybe do something with that. Because I think it's easy before you start actually doing, being like, am I worthy enough to have people pay for my content?
Yeah, I mean, it's just believing in that, right? Like making it, that's why you have to develop it where it makes sense to you, to your process, to your day to day. Like, I'm always buying records. So to me, it just made sense to just be like, I could post one song a week and a beat a week and chat with people like the way I would online. It's just bringing that focus and shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And we were talking earlier about a little bit of Primo, and we just had a crazy announcement today that we're getting Nas Primo album, finally. Big L, Mobb Deep, Ghostface Killah, Raekwon, De La Soul. It's been a pretty good year so far, 2025. There's been some pretty solid albums. But what have you been spinning to end the episode here? But like, what have you been spinning? And what are you looking forward to?
Oh man, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Nas and
Looking
Primo's gonna be
forward,
crazy.
yeah, the Rock Marson, DJ Primo. You know that one's gonna be that's gonna be crazy. Man, um,
I'm
I'm
a
gonna
big
be real.
JID
Them,
guy, so I'm
yeah.
hyped for him. He's dropping Friday.
Okay, cool. I gotta tap in. I'm gonna be real, man. Like, again, another thing I just gotta get better with is just um listening to stuff. But I think
Yeah,
what for me as an individual, um, I try not to overconsume a bunch of shit. Like, because I'm making beats and I'm rhyming, so I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm very like, I'm very picky about what I put my time to listen to, and I'm always listening to shit. I
Yeah.
heard that new V Don and Boldy, like that shit is crazy.
Boldy,
Um,
another person business wise. I mean, he's dropping so many albums.
yeah, he's
That man
just a
doesn't stop.
workhorse. Yeah, he's a workhorse, man. But Nicholas Craven and Fahim,
Beast.
like
Yeah,
things like that. Like I always sit down and listen, like at least
yeah,
once. But I'm too deep in records, man. I'm just always listening to fucking records and making beats, like, and my own shit. Like,
yeah.
it's kind of selfish, but I listen
I
to
mean, it
my
makes
friend's
sense.
shit. I'm excited for Jamonte because he's just been on another run that's like going crazy. Um, yeah, I just been really. I'm always hyper focused on what I'm doing, and it's
Yeah,
because I don't want to lose sight. You know what I'm saying? So I take time to listen to shit, but there's a lot of all that stuff, like all these things coming out that we just mentioned and things that have been coming out. That new Mike album, um, incredible. That's one I keep on repeat. I ain't gonna hold you.
Mike. Yeah,
That new Mike shit is just I'm a big fan of him. He's sick. You know what I'm
I've loved
saying?
the Saba No ID, and I saw them perform it live last weekend in New York City
Ooh,
with the full band, and hearing
ooh,
those
how was
samples.
that?
Bro, hearing those samples with a whole live band was the illest thing. Just hearing like a
Different.
saxophone or trumpet live doing a sample, it was just like, fuck, that's good. And I already loved the album so much, and it just took it to another level. Hearing that
I know
live.
that was crazy.
And it was like a 200-person show. It was very intimate, and
Intimate, yeah.
you just like right there. So that was a sick experience.
Man, hell yeah.
But bro, thank you for coming on the platform. I'm happy we could lock this in. I want to give you a little space to shout out what you got coming, where the people can find you, anything you got.
Yeah, man. Brainorchestra. Subscribe to the newsletter, brainorchestra.net.
Yes.
It's free. Brain Orchestra across all platforms. You can find my music everywhere. Bandcamp, Apple, Spotify, all that. And if you're interested in joining the Patreon, patreon.com/brainorchestra. Pull up. I got over 60 posts of records by this point. I got so many beats up there and rhymes and projects and a bunch of stuff. Like I get now, it's like people join and they got like a whole back catalog of
Yeah.
stuff. So if you're interested in that, if you like records, if you like just hip hop and production, or you fuck with my shit, I do a 7-day free trial. So go ahead, check it out for 7 days, and if you enjoy it, stick around. But and as far as what's coming, man, I got a lot of collabs I'm working on with people. I'm just not really like putting it out there yet because I'm trying to see them come together. I've been doing a lot of producing for folks, and yeah, I got an album, but it's not dropping this year, but I got an album.
It's coming.
Let's just know that there's another big Brain Orchestra offering coming. So
Let's go. Well, if you guys made it to the end of the episode, thank you. I love you. I am Adam-DASH_ on Twitter, Instagram, Soundcentric Music, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Sign up for the Soundcentric newsletter. I am writing articles like I did a review of Dreamville Fest last week. I did an article about AI, how it's affecting music. Trying to do a bunch of ones that are kind of casual business ones, but kind of funny. Sign up for that. I enjoy writing. I hope you enjoy it too. And subscribe to the YouTube, and we shall see you next time. Peace.